Hey guys, Amy Hauser here. I'm so glad everybody hopped on today and that we're going to spend some time doing a little bit of breath work. We're going to do some meditation, just real introductory kinds of things. And then we are going to move into some simple, like somatic body movement, just kind of taking what we've done, calming the body, calming our nervous system, moving from our fight or flight sympathetic nervous system into our parasympathetic calming, and then being able to kind of pay attention as we move the body a little bit and get relaxed, whether we're just starting our day because we're on the other side of the world, or as we're recording it right now, we're kind of moving into the evening and the quieting hours for the body. And so I'm just going to tell you guys a little bit, assuming that people that might be watching this really haven't done much with meditation. I don't know why my music stopped. That seems weird. Or maybe it's just switching songs. Hold on, I want to just check. Oh, no. I just thought maybe I went as soon as I opened up my iPad that I just did something to stop because all of the systems are connected. You're like, oh no. But yeah, I want to just I'm going to give you guys a little bit of background on myself because what I do right now, kind of as a living, if you will, doing this part-time, I am just in the last couple of years, I got myself certified as a RYT and Yoga Alliance certified 200-hour yoga instructor, and also EFT, which is emotional freedom technique or tapping certification. I also do RMR, which is rapid mind renewal. Really, that's more like a healing process, Holy Spirit guided kind of healing process. And then I do creative healing arts with people one-on-one. I work at a counselor's office called Essentials Holistic here in the Houston area. And I do breath work as a certified practitioner. And I'm really dabbling a lot in the meditation because it just comes naturally for me. It's that need in my own life to really kind of calm myself and move into a lot of healing. And so just like from a lot of things in my own life, I'm like, I need to utilize these things where I can help heal my own heart, learning to connect and really hear God, right? For myself, we want to do a lot of that. But how can I calm the mind more when it's hard for me to show up and be present and actually just enjoy union and oneness with Christ? So I've learned a lot more with meditation. So I will do this either from a Christological standpoint through work or not, because it's Christ in us, whether people recognize that or not, but doing these things with other people. And then now just kind of going, how can I also just share it with other people online? So that's what I've been doing a little bit of. We are going to start today with doing some breath work. Then we're going to move from breath work into meditation and then some simple, gentle yoga. So props, what you need as we're doing this. You notice I've got a yoga mat. I've got myself a cushion. That's the way I like to be. Okay. You can be in a chair. I would say if you're in a chair, have something with a strong back that's sturdy, that's like not rolling around, especially for the, if you were going to do the yoga component, that you're not rolling. You can be on a couch. When you do meditation, it's best to probably not be in your bed because your bed and your association with sleeping, is what we're going to probably do. So we don't want to fall asleep during meditation, but we do want to relax so much that we move from beta wave, busy mind, analytical mind, fight or flight response mind, into alpha and then maybe theta, but we need to learn how to kind of stay awake even if our head's bobbing and we're kind of feeling tired. And so sitting upright is really important. If you want to support in your back, that is absolutely fine, or even sitting up against a wall. But if meditation intrigues you and you really want to stay as alert as you can, sitting up, like some are, just on a mat. I like to sit in what's called easy pose. You can sit with a block under you to kind of give your hips a little bit of rest. Or I have a bolster here, and the bolster or even just a couch cushion works nice to have. You know, I get like things like this on Amazon for like almost nothing. I use it in yoga as well as a prop. Not necessary. A couch cushion can work really great as well. I like to have candles on. I like to have a little bit of soft music. You're going to hear the background music. Not everybody likes those things. It's totally up to you. Another thing is when you're not doing a guided meditation time, but you're practicing this on your own to just calm the body, finding a place where you can just return to all the time, whether that's your closet, whether you have a chair or a space in your home, your apartment, whatever you're in, that maybe is your space. You know, a lot of us do that for prayer. We like to have a space that's just comfortable and set that environment up. Just make those kind of suggestions. Okay, let's see. What else do you need to know? Like, so if you, for meditation and breath work, are sitting without back support, most importantly, is always keeping your belly into the spine and sitting up tall and having your shoulders relaxed. So that's the goal. We're strengthening the spinal column. The spine is straight. When the belly's in, we're working the core, right? Like we always got to be working that core a little bit. And so we want that, our sit bones connected to our cushion or our seat. And we just feel ourselves sitting up tall, nice and upright. Okay. And so, I think the first thing that we're going to do is just really focusing with meditation and breath work. We want to be present. Okay, so with being present, I mean, we've all heard the term practicing the presence, right? So it's literally, how do I practice being in the present moment right here, right now? Letting that monkey mind go. And so first and foremost, what we want to do is we just become aware that this is what we're going to do. We're going to choose to be present right here and right now. And so in practicing the presence, or you'll hear others say mindfulness in other practices, is how do I let go of what happened, say, yesterday, an hour ago, 5 minutes before I got on this call? How do I leave what comes next? The things I need to do, the task list that I have, or the conversations I need to have, and leave those in the future and be, right? Be still and know that I am God in Psalms. And we can say those things over and over, but it's like, how do I do that? So meditation and breath work gives us that opportunity. And so the breath is what we return to be in that present moment, that Ruah breath, Ruah HaKodesh, that moment right here, right now, the awareness of the Spirit in us, through us, literally breathing life into our cells, our body, our bones, our joints, our organs, everything. And so we're going to do different things that will help us stay there. But the most important component of how we stay in the present moment, y'all, is with a mind that is kind towards self, that is non-judgmental, and that just remains curious when the mind doesn't stay present. So we just continually bring it back to the present moment through the breath. So if all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I really need to write that down. I have, oh, but what about this? Oh, wait, I forgot to turn off my phone. I'll go turn off my phone. Returning to breath and just being here where we can experience that presence of God much easier, much better when we just kind of stay in that place. So we're going to start with a little practice on our breath work. And so I'm going to invite you guys to take your left hand and just place that on your right shoulder. And we're going to take our right hand and we're just going to wrap that around our ribs on the other side. And just sitting up nice and tall. I invite you to first attune to the mood in which you are present in right now. And maybe you want to soften your gaze. Maybe you just look down at the floor or your eyes closed, or if you're more comfortable with your eyes open, that's perfectly fine too. Without changing anything with your breath, I just want you to become aware of the mood that you have in this present moment. Again, no judgment, no criticism towards self or that mood. Just observe and acknowledge what's there. Next, we're going to move to awareness of the body. Attuning to the externals that you're experiencing right now. Maybe you notice the way your shirt feels underneath your hand, whether it's soft or cool, maybe scratchy under your hand. Perhaps you feel your skin underneath your palm. Just observing. Noticing the sensations. Perhaps you feel a fan blowing on your cheek or on your arm. Perhaps you hear sounds from the outside, a furnace or an air conditioning. Sensations on your skin, maybe a hair that's across your face that you're noticing and you instinctually want to move. But what if we just observe these external sensations? See what you notice within your own body, surrounding your own environment. And when you're ready, let's take our hands and switch them so that right hand will come across the left shoulder, left hand will wrap around the ribs on the right side. As we shift our attention to the internal of the body. Perhaps you even notice how good it felt to just feel balance, to switch the arms, and notice how the body craves to come into balance. Shift your awareness to sensations in the body right now. Maybe you notice your hips getting a little stiff, or your back a little uncomfortable. Can you just be the observer of the body without adding any critical judgment towards it? And just notice. And then we'll move our attention to the breath within the body. Without changing the breath, again, just be the observer of your breath. Notice where your breath lands. Perhaps it's up high in your chest. Or sometimes we even feel breath within our face, up high in our throat. Or perhaps that breath goes all the way down to the belly. Notice what the breath is doing, where it wants to go, how it flows within your being. removing the hands. You can just place them on your lap or whatever feels comfortable. And now we're going to take a little more intention with the breath. And I'm going to invite you to inhale, whether through the nose or through the mouth, or if you need to do a combination. If you're able, breathing in through the nose. We have nose hairs for a reason, to protect our nose and to really slow down our breath. Slow down the inhalation and exhalation and allow the body to calm. But if you need to use your mouth, that's perfectly fine too. A lot of these things just take practice. Let's breathe in through the nose. Bring that breath down all the way to the belly. And as you inhale, allow the belly to expand like you've got a balloon maybe in your belly. See if you can fill up your belly with air and letting it out. Let's let that out through the mouth. Breathing in again through the nose, filling up and expanding that belly. Exhale through the mouth. And on our next inhale, see if you can fill your ribs, the side ribs of your body. So you're imagining, obviously we're just filling up the lungs, but see if you can expand out to the left and the right, that you feel your ribs expand as you breathe in through the nose. And let's breathe out through the nose. Softening your shoulders. This time, breathe in and fill up the chest. Up high in the chest. And exhale through the nose. And this time on the inhale, see if you can send the breath around to the back, like you're expanding your back of your ribs. And let that out. And then we're going to go through that again. Now, you may not be able to feel a lot of difference. I just want you to play with this right now as we're getting started. Softening the shoulders, sitting up tall, breathe in, allow the belly to expand. And let that out as the belly contracts back towards the spine. Next inhale, allow the ribs to expand out from the sides. And exhale as they contract. Breathing in through the nose, allow the chest to rise. Softening the shoulders as you exhale through the nose, mouth if you need. Next inhale, send that breath around to the back. Feel that back expand. It's as if you're getting a stretch and all that fascia muscle. And breathing out, allow the back to just settle in. Well done. Just getting a little flow, just feeling the breath and bringing our awareness with the mind to where things are moving in the body. So our next breath practice, and again, you guys, if you need to wiggle, if you aren't using a back, please feel free to do that if you need to, or sit up against something with a back. We're going to be sitting a long time if you're not using something as support. I've been doing it a while, so it's okay. You don't have to do it. So the next practice I think that we're going to do is literally, you guys, this is a very simple breath practice. It's called coherent breathing. So coherent breathing is that I'm intentionally breathing in and I'm intentionally breathing out and just calming the body as we do that. We're going to do this 10 times. Oh, by the way, this is Diesel. Diesel likes to make himself known a lot. He's my cat dog. Hopefully he won't want to start playing over here. But we are playing anyway. Okay, so with coherent breath, again, sitting up nice and tall, feeling your sit bones, just attaching to the seat, the cushion, whatever you're sitting upon. And then calming, pulling the belly into the spine, relaxing the shoulders. Gaze, we can just look down at the tip of our nose if we want, or eyes can be closed or open, whatever is most comfortable. I like to just relax my hands on my legs. And so we're going to take, again, assuming that we're breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Coherent breath, we're going to breathe in for the count of 3, and I'm going to guide you, and out for the count of 3. Just bringing your awareness, practicing that awareness, that oneness with Christ, that Ruah breath, breathing in and breathing out. So we're going to just start with a cleansing breath together so that we're all on the same page and we're in sync. Let's take a nice deep belly breath in through the nose and let that out. Letting that all out, softening our gaze. Let's breathe in, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, in, 2, 3, and out, 2, 3. Breathe in, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, in, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, in, 2, 3, and out, 2, 3, in, 2, 3, and out, 2, 3, in, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, breathe in, 2, 3, and out, 2, 3, last round, in, 2, 3, and out, 2, 3. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Really simple, coherent breath. Y'all just did a little meditative breath practice that we can do obviously anywhere at any time. But hopefully you just had your first experience of calming and really focusing in on that breath. And so what I'm doing when I'm counting is to allow you to keep your mind focused and not let it wander. Okay, so that we practice doing that. And then you just do that like whenever. You just need a little moment. You need a little something, something to calm you down. Just like, I'm going to just do some simple coherent breath. You could do that for a long time. But as we're oxygenating the body, we're oxygenating the mind, and we're bringing the heart and the mind coherently together, it helps us come back and focus and just be ready for the next thing that we have to face. So that's a really, really simple one. And then you can obviously grow that and, breathe in for 6 and out for 6. You could do breathe in for 10, out for 10. Those things take some time and for us to kind of expand our lung capacity and that sort of thing. And so the next thing we're going to do is really, it's what you would call the pineal gland, or that center of the brain, just helping us open that. That's that place of where we kind of move into a more spiritual awareness, visual awareness, that kind of thing. And it's just so often this just gets shut down in the mind. And of course, like the Trinity can do whatever, the Spirit can do whatever to bring us into that place where we have revelation, we have encounters or things we're experiencing, but we can also grow in calming our body. I mean, you guys, things are kind of crazy in the world. But we are living in the kingdom, and we're operating from that place where we realize that the kingdom of God is at hand, is inside of us, but sometimes we're not experiencing it, right? And we're like bouncing, boing, boing, boing. I don't know, at least I'm going to speak of myself. And so the more that I have things that I can practice, not going back to the law, right? We're not doing that of like, I have to go and do in order to receive. But how do I function in this world and operate day to day in the most peace that I can experience when things are coming at us 110 miles an hour a lot of times? Not always, but sometimes. And so this next one is just kind of something that can help activate that the more we practice. So this is a particular breath count where we're going to breathe in for 4, then we're going to float the breath, or you can call it hold, but it's not like we don't hold our breath like, it's, I just float the breath. I acknowledge I don't need to breathe in. I don't need to breathe out. I'm safe for a count of 4, and then out for 6. So again, that count is in for 4, float for 4, out for 6. And so we sit up nice and tall, and we're going to just do this for a handful of rounds to give you a little experience with it. Sitting up nice and tall, again, eyes closed, gaze softened, eyes open. You be you, boo. Let's just do a nice cleansing, connecting breath together. Breathe in deep through the nose, filling up that belly. And let that out. One more time, just to soften and prepare. Breathe in. Softening the shoulders, full belly in, and let all of that breath out. Empty, completely empty out the belly. And we will breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe deep. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last round. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And with your eyes still closed, just allow your breath to return to more of a natural rhythm. Just whatever way, whatever rhythm it wants to take. Just observing the body. Continuing to relax the shoulders. I want you to just kind of scan your body internally from the top of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. Just observing, noticing anything in your body, noticing if it's tingling, if there's discomfort. And sometimes what I like to do in my breath work is I like to take my breath in and just kind of direct it or imagine the breath going to any area in the body that might feel pain or stiffness, and just kind of sending loving kindness to the body. So that's what we do with breath work, with meditation. It's just loving on the body, connecting the mind, connecting the heart, connecting the body, realizing that union, that place of oneness where we come back into really loving the body and loving the self. And we're connecting the things we hear, the things we learn, the things we know to be true as we move the body and do this experientially. And so when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And we just have a little bit of time with the pineal gland opening breath work. And again, you can play with that. You can expand that. You can go up if you really have lung capacity, and that's just going to calm the body a lot more. but the 4-4-6 is a great place to start. And you know, you might have even found that exhaling for a count of 6 was not easy. But the best thing, you guys, when we do these, you just do what you can and you will catch up. You go with the flow that you need to. I'm going to be here like as a guide, but you do how it works for you, okay? Super good. So that was some breath work. And we start with breath work, you guys, because we're integrating breath with everything we do with meditation and with yoga or somatic body movement. And the more we practice the breath, the more we become aware of that breath, which, guys, it's Christ in us, that breath. And so we're constantly coming back into that awareness as we go about our day. So the more you practice this, the more you're at the grocery store and you're in traffic or you're doing something and you're like, remembering our union, remembering that flow, no matter what, it's his life in us, ours going out into that world, life-giving life, right? Yay! I love it. I think it all connects super well. Okay, so meditation, you guys, research shows meditation is reducing our pain, y'all, heals our body faster, makes us younger, right? Increases our focus. There's so many things that we're doing when we're integrating breath and then we're coming into this place of calming and remembering who we are. That's why I love the mirror word so much, because we were remembering who we are. I used to hate to look into a mirror. I used to hate it. I couldn't do it. And now things shift. Now there's moments that I'm like, I like that, but I can come back into that place so much faster. So the more we're doing and healing and connecting the truth of what we're hearing, the things we're practicing, and then we're feeling and we're moving into that experience is so, so good. So one thing that I wanted, so when I was thinking about this today, I remembered Raina's post that she posted in the Mirror Word Bible Study group, maybe last week. And I'm going to read you part of this, because with meditation, a lot of times we could be repeating a mantra. We could be saying scripture. There are so many things that we're going to do and we're going to explore each time we get together on here. And then you get to just play with some of these things on your own or whatever Holy Spirit brings to you. But this was something that kind of I thought would be a good place for us to just kind of, with meditation, that I'm just going to kind of speak some things over you. And just kind of our starting point as we relax the body. So Raina wrote about being like beautiful. And she said, she talked about, let us make man in our own image, which comes out of Genesis 1:26. And what she wrote said, and in their image and likeness, man was made. And man ate then from the tree, the fruit from the tree of the lie. But the last Adam, Jesus Christ, came. God became man and he redeemed our innocence and he restored our image. He brought down that old tree and he brought a new law, the law of love and the law of Christ, the law of the Spirit and the law of life. You are beautiful. Just be. See who he truly is and see who you truly are. You reflect what you behold. He took away the sin of the cosmos and he took it out of the equation. It's inauthentic being which produces inauthentic behavior. That old mirror is a cracked mess. Throw it down, behold him, and see how beautiful you really are. We've got our masks off and God's brilliance is bouncing off of our faces. We are glowing from knowing. And then she references 2 Corinthians 3:18. And I'm going to read that over you. And maybe you want to pick up your mirror while you listen. If you have one. If not, you can just imagine. And we all with unveiled face, beholding the glory of the Lord, are being transformed into the same image from one degree of glory to another. For this comes from the Lord who is Spirit. So as we take a little time, and in meditation, you get to choose the breath that you want to breathe. I'm going to guide some of that and I'll remind you of breath, but we're just going to take a little bit of time meditating as I'll go back and I'll read some of those points over you. But like even before, look, why is it we pick up a mirror and I fix my hair? I don't know. Oh, but because that's what we do. We see something that feels imperfect, right? We're our own worst critics and we're looking in our mirror. And maybe you've got your mirror handy. And rather than seeing those imperfections, see if you're able to look into your own eyes and behold his reflection in you. And you know, for some of us that have been doing the mirror study, it might be a little bit easier to do this. For some, this is a very difficult thing. And that's okay if you can't hold your mirror up. It's okay. We start small, but to see and know what he sees, to see his life, not our past mistakes, not see the things where we've been wronged or where we've wronged others, but we see what he did. And he says, this is who I say you are. You are my beloved. You are my perfection. You are my everything. Your life on earth is a place, it's a holding, it's a vessel of my life to just flow freely from me, through you, in whatever unique expression you share in any way, whether it's a smile with someone, it's caring for, a bird that's on the road, to something massive and big and monumental that impacts millions of people. It's not about that. It's about how you choose and the way you were made to reflect my life, my love, my acceptance, my inclusion in the world through your life. And so whether you want to have your mirror up or you just kind of hold that thought and that image in your mind, we're going to just sit up nice and tall again, finding your breath, breathing in through the nose, filling up from the belly, through the heart, the chest, all the way up through the head, and breathing out, softening the shoulders as you breathe. Continue to allow that life breath in you, becoming more aware of your oneness and your union with Christ, your inclusion. Our inclusion, y'all, we are all connected right here, and opening that heart space as you breathe in, feeling that breath into the heart, allowing the life of the Trinity to remind you that the kingdom is at hand. It is within. That it has always been there since before time began. We're growing in that deepening awareness of the life within us, resting in this place of oneness, this place of beauty, this place of being, this place where love grows and grows as we connect with it and allow it to live its life through us. There is no doing, there is being. Of course, there's doing that comes from the overflow. But we grow in the awareness of this rest, this ruah rest, this deep, perfect place of abiding and dwelling within us. He brought a new law, the law of love, the law of Christ, the law of spirit, and the law of life. It's in you, and we are one. We are connected. It is in the entire cosmos, and we are part of this grand tapestry design. Beauty resides within you. You were made in His image and likeness, in their image and likeness. And now we have the perichoresis dance. It is the Trinity and me. It is the Trinity and you in that interweaving, that dance of life, that through our breath, as we breathe in and we soften, we become deeply aware. Allowing our forehead to soften in this reality. Allowing our eyes to rest and to settle into their sockets. There is no efforting in just being. It is safe for us to rest. Allowing our temples to soften as we breathe. As if we are feeling the healing balm of Gilead being poured out on our crown. Allowing that balm to continue to soften that space between the eyebrows, softening the eyebrows, softening the temples, softening at the jaw. Relax. Allowing there to be a space between the upper and lower teeth. Allowing that jaw to soften in this reality, in this mirror image of His life in you. Feeling the jaw and the cheek relax. And through the throat, there's an opening in that throat space. An acceptance that you have a voice that desperately needs to be heard in your unique form. There's a softening through the shoulders, a deeper relaxation than before. Bringing that breath in all the way to the belly. And as you breathe out, feeling that relaxation, that acceptance, that softening and opening through the heart space. Feeling your pelvic bowl, your sit bones just relax and soften, opening and feeling safe. Where the mind and the heart are coherent. That place of safety and rest does not need to be just a conscious thought, but it's a deep inner knowing. Breathing in deep into the belly on your next inhale. Filling up the belly, the heart, the chest. And softening even a little more on that exhalation. Remembering that He is our mirror. And we can look at Him with our eyes closed, see Him, know Him, and remember. Renew the mind and the body. Behold Him. and see how beautiful you really are. Taking another cleansing breath in. As it says in 2 Corinthians 3:18, and we all, with unveiled face, are beholding the glory of the Lord and are being transformed to the same image from one degree of glory to another. For this comes from the Lord, who is the Spirit, the breath that is with us now and always. And perhaps you want to bring a little movement in your fingers, a little wiggle, just bringing your awareness back into your body. Maybe a gentle sway from side to side. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. I hope you all are feeling good and relaxed and connected. So let's take maybe the last 10 minutes here. We're going to do just some gentle yoga, a little bit of body movement. We're going to take what we did with our breath, continuing to bring your awareness into the breath. So I'll remind you, everything that we do through breath, we can bring into the body. But remembering with our mindfulness, practicing the present, that we stay right here. We're connecting with the body, we're connecting with the breath. And now we'll do a little movement because we've been sitting still for a long time. So you can be in a chair, you can be on the ground, whatever feels best. Because we're just going to do some ground stuff. So it'll all be good. So again, if you like to sit in easy pose, or your legs can be with your feet flat on the ground, everything is great. We're going to just start really with some seated cat-cow position so we can stretch the back a little. I like to take my hands, anchor them on my knees. If you've got pain, you guys, with everything, with any kind of yoga movement, always remember to modify where you need to modify. So I'm going to guide you, but you have to pay attention. If something hurts, please don't do that. It's one thing to be like, oh, that's tight, and we breathe and we move through it. But if it hurts and there's pain, you need to adjust and you need to take care of your body and only do these things, if your doctor has said it's okay for you to do. Know your body, listen to the spirit in you, and you'll get that guidance. Again, if you want to use blocks or anything to modify, do. But everything we're doing today is pretty simple. So, but again, if it hurts, don't do it. All right. Anchoring on your knees or near your knees if your knees hurt. We're going to breathe in and we're going to go take our chin and jet forward. We're going to come up and breathe in, inhaling. We're going to have this cow position. So it's like shoulders are relaxing back, chin comes up, we're breathing in, filling up the lungs. And then on an exhale, holding onto the knees, I'm rounding the spine, tucking my chin towards my chest, and I'm literally anchoring on my knees so I can get a really nice extension through the back, chin all the way to the chest. So you can even feel that through your neck and your spine. Inhale, pull forward on the knees. Chin comes forward, shoulders drop down like your scapula is sliding down your back spine. Filling up the chest, filling up that heart space, opening the collarbone. And exhale, hold the knees, round it out, pull, hold, anchor, chin to the chest. And let's do another one. Inhale, chin up, pulling forward, opening that chest and collarbone. And exhale, rounding the spine, coming all the way back. And let's do one more. Inhale forward. Even that just feels good after sitting still for a long time. And just getting that movement, feeling the fascia muscle. Exhale, rounding it out, feeling that all stretch, even in the shoulders. Trusting your grip. And then let's return back to a neutral spine, coming forward. And then let's just go ahead and take our chin, drop that to the chest. We're going to do just a little more spinal extension. Inhale, chin goes up towards the ceiling. Just getting a full neck extension, softening through the shoulders, belly into the spine, protecting that core, protecting that back, dropping that chin again down to the chest. You even get a little trap stretch here as you relax those shoulders. And then let's go ahead, draw that chin up towards the ceiling. Breathing in and exhale back to neutral. Yay. Now let's take that chin to the right shoulder and just notice what you feel on that left side. You get a nice stretch through the left side of your neck, maybe a gentle gaze over that right shoulder, softening the shoulder. Breathing in as you stay in this place. Again, only do what your range of motion allows you to do. A couple of breaths in with that, keeping that chin over the right shoulder. And exhale back to neutral or center. And then let's go ahead and take that chin over to the left shoulder. And maybe you'll notice a difference from side to side. Again, let's just be curious. Just observe what the body is capable of doing, what it wants to do. Taking intentional breaths here. You're literally doing simple moves, but connecting to the breath in the body. Speaking life over your body. Let's take that chin back to center. Yay, well done. Now we're going to take our right ear to the right shoulder. So we're going to see, like here, sometimes I like to jet my chin, either tuck it or jet it out. You might notice a range of motion a little different. Or you might go, wow, I'm really stuck there. Like that doesn't want to bend. Again, that's okay. Breathe into that. And then if you want to take your right hand and even guide, put that under that right head. Lift that head back up to center. Well done. Let's take that left ear to the left shoulder. And again, just observe. Maybe one side feels a lot more free than the other. Just breathe into the tension. Sitting up nice and tall, soften the shoulders a little more. Just allow them to relax. Yep, see, I can see some of you guys just dropping those shoulders, just drop. We need the reminders sometimes. Like, oh my gosh, I'm holding them up into my ears. Relax and soften. All right, let's go ahead and guide that head back up. That feels good. Let's take those shoulders all the way up to the ears. Now we're shrugging them up. Now we're tense. All right, let's rotate them backwards, and we're going to just do some back circles. Let's just go ahead and do some nice full range all the way up to the ears, then drop them all the way down like you're tucking your shoulders in your back pocket. Notice the tension that we hold here. Oh. Then let's go ahead and reverse that forward. Didn't really make sense. Reverse that forward. You know what I meant. All right, let's let those relax. Placing the hands on the knees, let's just go clockwise, do some barrel rolls. So you might kind of hold onto your knees. We're just literally just getting that range of motion, feeling the obliques, feeling the lower back. Are you breathing? Make sure you're breathing. Yeah, and you may, if you're in a chair, come up to the edge of your chair, get a little more range. And let's go ahead and go counterclockwise. Or if you started counter, just go in the opposite. It's all good. See if you even notice that in your hips. Holding that belly into the spine. Getting some nice rotation going. And we'll come back to neutral. Well done. So we'll do a little spinal twist. So we're going to take our left hand and just place that on the mat in front of you or on the floor in front of you. Or if you're sitting in a chair, you can literally take your left hand to your right knee. We're going to take that right hand back behind us if we're seated or towards the back of your chair. Belly into the spine. On the inhale, lengthen the spine. So get some length in the spine. And on the exhale, we're going to twist gently. Belly into the spine to protect it. And we're just going to gaze over that right shoulder. Breathing in, you're going to feel some tension in you're getting less air with the spinal twist, but you're lengthening the spine when you inhale. And then on your exhale, you twist a little more. Just see what your range of motion is. Again, breathing in, lengthen, exhale, twist. Always getting the abdominal workout by keeping that belly in. And on the exhale, let's untwist back to neutral. Again, right hand in front, left hand in the back, or to the other knee if you're in a chair. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, let's do a nice gentle twist. Gazing over that left shoulder. Next inhale, maybe you can lengthen a little bit more. And on your exhale, twisting. And we'll come back to neutral. So let's go ahead and then take, if you're seated on the floor, I'm going to take my cushion out and just be on my mat. I'm going to take my right leg out long and my left leg I'm just going to bring in. And so if you're seated in a chair, what you can do, imagining I'm in a chair, I'm going to cross my leg over. And so we can do that kind of so like this, if you're in a chair, we can do these just a little bit different, okay? And so just getting some sort of leg movement if you're seated in a chair. If you're on the ground, again, I'm going to take my right leg out and I'm going to have an active foot, okay? So I'm going to engage my calf and we're going to take our right arm down the right calf, or based on your flexibility on the inside of your leg. We're going to inhale that left arm up overhead, and then we're going to exhale toward that toe with an active foot, you guys. But what I want you to see is I'm not leaning in, I am opening up. So the goal is for me to stack my shoulders, okay? Because I want to open up my collarbone. Yes, I'm getting a leg stretch here. Yes, I'm getting some hip opening. But what I'm really after is belly into the spine, and I'm opening up my collarbone. We're opening up that heart space for meditation. Okay, so we have to open our heart literally and figuratively. Breathing in, feel that oblique stretch. So it's not about how far I make it over, it's the stacking of the shoulders. And attuning to the breath, holding this pose. So with yoga, with somatic movement, we're practicing leaning into things when we're uncomfortable and breathing through them. Yes, we can apply that to our life every day. So when the discomfort comes, we're just breathing, allowing the breath to regulate our heart, oxygenate the joints, the tissues, the muscles, the tendons, the brain. And on our next inhale, let's come up tall, stretch that arm up overhead, and then go ahead and lower that arm down. Now we're going to shift, and we're going to face that foot. So on the inhale, my arms come up overhead, and now I'm going over this foot. Okay, so I'm going to have, this is going to be a little bit more of a leg stretch. And I'm just going to, whether my hands rest on my calf, rest on my shin, wrap around my foot, doesn't matter. And then just bring that chin, drop it towards the chest, opening up on the left side body, reaching that chest towards the leg. just lengthening through the spine. And on the exhale, let's go ahead and push ourselves back up tall. Then let's go ahead and tuck that leg in, and we'll switch to the other side. Reach that left leg out, and then just switch if you're sitting in a chair, doing some hip openers, stretching that leg. So again, we're going to go ahead and inhale that right arm up overhead, and then we're going to reach toward that active left foot. So my toes are pointing up to the ceiling, belly's into the spine. And again, I'm opening up through the collarbone, and I'm reaching toward my left. Taking breaths in and feeling that breath into that heart. Can you feel it? As it becomes uncomfortable, see if you can direct that breath to any areas of discomfort. Modify where you need to modify. And on your next inhale, bring that arm up overhead, back to the side. Then again, we're going to rotate. So we're going to face our foot, still having an active foot if you're able. We'll inhale those arms up overhead, and then we're going to reach towards that foot. Opening up. Again, hands might rest on the calf, the shin, wrap the foot. Whatever is accessible is exactly what it should be. Honor the body and what shows up. Dropping the chin closer to the chest. And then extend, opening through the back. Belly into the spine. Connecting with your breath. Relax the neck. Allow the breath to meet the tension. And when you're ready, coming back up. And then we're going to take our feet, do a little bit of butterfly. And so taking your hands, I like to wrap them around my feet. I like to be barefoot when I do these kinds of things anyway. And so the feet can be closer in towards the body or further away, really what feels right in the hips. And with your feet, with your hands clasped around your feet rather, we're going to inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then maybe just a gentle push with the forearms, or just leaning in, belly into the spine, softening through the shoulders. Breathing. And exhale, give them a break for a minute. Let them up. Do that one more time. Then we'll go ahead and do it with our hands clasped. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, leaning forward. A little more hip opener. Softening the shoulders, relax them. Breathe. And we'll release those. And for those, again, that are on the floor, let's take our hands back behind our back. We'll just do some gentle windshield wipers. So we're just kind of getting a little bit of inward rotation for those hips to kind of counter what we just did. Well done. And if you'd like, we'll just go ahead and take a few minutes, whether you're sitting up or if you are on the ground, go ahead and lay back. We'll just take our hands gently rolling back onto our back, body. So we would call this Shavasana or just final resting pose from our time. I like to take my feet out wide on my mat, my hands out open to the side, airing out your armpits, whatever you need to do. Maybe if you have a blanket or this feels too vulnerable for you and just too exposed, having a blanket or something to drape over you can feel better. But you're welcome to just stay and seated, whatever you want to do. Just get comfortable, and we're just going to take a minute before we wrap up and just allow the body to rest. Might have done some new things for you this evening or today. Just some simple movements in the body to wrap it up. And now we quiet our mind, quiet our heart, and just allow everything to come together for us to take away whatever we need from this time together. And maybe that's just connection and community. Maybe it's an experiential time of union awareness, our oneness with the triune God. A time to let the body relax and rest and remember to renew our mind and renew our heart, to prepare for the day or to prepare for rest. Noticing the rise and fall of your chest and the gift and the beauty in that very breath. The miracle of that breath. And on your next inhale, let's deepen that breath a little bit. Take that breath all the way down to the tips of your toes. And imagine a bright white light filling you as that breath fills you up, rejuvenating every part of you. This light that's always there, it's always in you. Let it fill you with life and with joy and with hope and with peace. And letting that out in the space around you. Let's do that again. Take another deep breath in. Fill your body from the tips of your toes to the crown of your head. See that light. Imagine that light. Awaken that childlike imagination, that sanctified imagination in you. See it till you become it. Maybe bring a little movement if you're laying down, back into your fingers and toes, wiggling them a little bit. If you're seated, same thing. But if you're laying down, why don't you even do maybe a full body stretch? Reach your toes towards the wall in front of you, your arms to the wall behind you. Give yourself a good stretch. And then maybe rotate over to your side body. And just meet me back in seated, protecting your body, protecting your spine and your back when you sit up, nice and careful and slow. And just meet me back in seated, whether you want to sit in easy pose like I am, or there's hero pose, which is just, I like to do too, just sitting my knees. Let's just place our hands over our heart. If you'd like to, you can do whatever you want, but that's what I'm going to do. And either soften your gaze or closing your eyes, softening those shoulders, breathing in and just feeling your heart, feeling that breath in your heart. And we'll just conclude with gratitude. Gratitude for your breath, gratitude for time together. Gratitude for what your body was able to do today and how it showed up for you on your mat or cushion or chair. We have this connection and we're aware of it.
The entire universe might not be aware of it, but we're aware of it and we're awakening to these things. We're doing some things to bring us into that deeper awareness, to that place where we're healing not only our own lives, but literally impacting the lives of those around us. And there are people that are not real close around us, but we're still connected and we're one. So I'm just grateful for the time to get to do this. So thank you for joining me. I so appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming.